Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. It has been a minute. If you are first new here, welcome to Diaries of a Locked Woman Season 2. I know I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to tap into all the different beautiful locked people, ladies with locks, whether you're traditional, whether you're sister lock, whether you're freeform. I'm just so excited. So today, if you guys, you guys can't hear me? Let me know if you guys can't hear me. You guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody said they can't hear me. Okay, great. So I am so excited for everybody joining. This is Diaries of a Locked Woman Season 2. And I'm so excited to dive into all the beautiful ladies that are joining the panel this month. And let's just get right into it. So again, I'm Money Lock Journey, and this is
Black nurse, how are you?
I'm good. I hope they're ready
I
to,
know. I'm excited.
thank you guys for joining in. Okay, so
Yes.
just to give everybody a perspective of what this is about, we talk about different misconceptions. People think what locks are when really everyone's journey is different. Some go through thinning, some go through shedding, some go through bulking, some go through lint problems. Everyone is different. So don't just assume when you see someone with locks that they're all going through the same journey. Some have great journeys from the first day to not having so much great journeys or having thinning problems. So let's dive into specifically locked
Nurse.
locked nurse. Okay,
It's all
okay.
good.
So I don't want to assume what kind of locks you have, so let's just go from there. So what kind of locks do you have?
These are Sisterlocks.
Okay.
And yeah, Sisterlocks.
So when did you start your journey and how long, has it been since then?
I started my journey about 5.5 years ago, which is interesting because one of the reasons why I started my locks is because um, there was a choice between doing another big chop or growing locks. So I just chose to grow locks and see what happened. And here I am.
Wow. So how long would you say like your hair was when you decided the big chop or the locks?
It was about 9 inches long. So it probably
Oh,
came to about about my collarbone area. Yeah.
okay, that's not too bad.
Mm-mm.
That's not
But
too bad.
there's a lot of shrinkage. So
Oh,
don't
shrink it.
don't oh yeah, don't let that fool you.
Trust me, I know. So, did you use the Sisterlocks shampoo in the beginning of your journey? You know that little starter kit they give you. Did you
hmm
ever use that as part of your journey in the beginning?
I used it once. I didn't like the consistency of the Sister Like shampoo, and I didn't like what it did to my hair.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, I just used a clarifying shampoo, and it helped a lot. Then again, I mean, my hair texture is pretty soft, so I just made sure I stayed away from the moisturizing shampoos because I didn't want a lot of slippage and bunching, which I ended up with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I actually found out about the Sister Lock shampoo because I didn't use it either.
Mhm.
But I found out that you're actually supposed to pour some in another container and dilute that with water because it was so strong.
Mm.
I was like, wow, that makes a lot more sense because I
Yeah.
I didn't like the consistency of it either.
hmm Yeah, I diluted the clarifying shampoo because I
Mm-hmm.
know like too much slippage in the shampoo will actually make your hair slip. So
Mm-hmm.
I diluted that and I started with like one of those condiment squirt bottles and just concentrated on my roots
Mm-hmm.
mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of braiding and banding, which is whew, I'm so glad I don't have to do that again. But um, I did do that for probably like the first year. And then once I made that 1 year mark, I was like, forget this, I'm not doing it again.
At least
And
you did it
it's
for a year. I did it for only 6 months. Only 6 months. And it was history.
yeah.
Don't take my
Okay.
lead, guys. Don't take.
Yeah, don't. We're bad. Like,
Yeah, I was.
do as
So would
we
you
say,
say
not
you
as
were
we
a
do.
daredevil? Would you say you were a daredevil or like a rule breaker, or did you like follow every little strict rule that they have? When you get sister locks.
No, I did not follow the rules. I have issues with authority, so somebody telling me what to do, it's like a huge problem for me. So no, like I started doing my own reties and because I'm a huge like DIYer
Exactly.
and
Okay.
yeah, like I wanted to dye my hair. There was just so much I wanted to do that was like this huge no-no. And then there's like this stigma in the sister lock community that like if you start doing your own locks, they're no longer considered sister locks anymore.
I
And I'm like, say what?
too. I heard that too.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
The one thing that I would say probably pissed me off the most because I overheard different stories is that you can't use oil in your hair out.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard another person's journey how when they didn't use oil on their locks, the way their locks came out was a disaster. So they cut their
Mm.
locks off, restarted all over again from the beginning, and used coconut oil in their locks, and their locks came out much healthier. And the
Oh,
one
wow.
loctician that I use, she said she put coconut in her hair every day. And that
What
just goes to show you that not everyone's hair
is the
promotes
same?
like, is the same, moisture. Some
Mm-hmm.
people need more than others.
Yeah. Like a lot of people tend to use like rose water.
I don't use.
Um, I tend to stay away from that. Like I started in the beginning, but I didn't
Mm-hmm,
like the buildup from it.
mm-hmm.
So I started creating like my own little moisturizing spray. I would use like distilled water and
Oh yeah, I use my
aloe vera.
IWT.
Yes.
I make my own too, cause that rose
Yes.
water makes my hair dry.
Yeah, it leaves like a buildup or a film or something on it. Just
Mm-hmm,
like Dr. Bronner's shampoo. Like I can't use that because it
mm-hmm.
creates like a film on my
Really?
locks.
Do you think it's? Do you think? Because I actually use the doc. I don't use Dr. Bronner shampoo, but I do use their soap to make my own. But do you
Hmm.
think it's probably the type that you get? So like I know my friend was like allergic to like the lavender one. So do you
Hmm.
think it's like the type of the scents that they have in each? Because they have like different scents. So do you think
I
it's like
think
maybe
I use,
versus
which
lavender?
one did I use? I think I used the baby one.
Oh, I don't. I would stick to just peppermint because you know lavender or something else in hair. I'm not sure as
Hmm.
far as like the shampoo wise, but yeah, maybe it was the baby that made it.
It
Different.
could be. But
Hmm.
now, like, since I dye my hair, I use shampoos for color treated hair.
Okay. Do
Yeah,
you use
and if I
the? Go
if I
ahead.
feel like I need like something to like really do a deep cleanse, Neutrogena has a really good shampoo. It is like it is
Really?
phenomenal. Yeah. I think it's called like no residue or something like that. And so
Okay.
I'll use that and do a nice deep cleanse
Mhm.
of my locks. Of course, I would do that after I do like a dilution of apple cider vinegar and water on my
Mhm.
scalp. Rub that in and massage it in and let it sit for like a good 30 minutes to an hour. And then use that Neutrogena. Ooh, squeaky
Wow.
clean.
Okay. Maybe I'm gonna get some.
Hmm.
Do you like to use cream or like more like a water based kind of shampoo when you wash your hair?
More water-based.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking because I heard about I used to use cream, but now I hear that using cream clarifying or shampoo, it don't cut your locks off.
Don't cut them, please.
No, it
No.
makes you I realized that the buildup comes
Hmm.
with the cream whether it's clarifying or shampoo. So I use a rice I actually made my own, but I use a rice water clarifying shampoo. And
Oh,
I use
nice.
that once a week and it does the job. It smells good. The
Hmm.
suds are coming through. So, I'm just like you, like I learned I learned through Clubhouse, conversations with people and whatnot, that walking into a beauty supply store, nothing is natural. Not even
No.
the oils that they
Mm-mm.
sell, like the I don't know, like the oil section where they have like the small bottles for oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not natural either. Nothing in there
No.
is
I go
natural.
to health food stores if I really want the good oils. Yeah.
Yeah, I either do that or order online the the cold press and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can't trust. I don't know. It's like going to McDonald's.
Which I don't do because,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So
not eating those animals.
okay. So, how long did it take you to accept your lock journey? Because like, people that get sister locks, sometimes they can't accept their journey because maybe their hair is too thin, or they see their scalp and they put a wig
Mm-hmm.
on or a hat on. Even with traditional locks, not people accept the baby stage. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people outside the lock journey call it the ugly stage, but we don't ever say ugly stage because every
Right.
stage is beautiful. So, when did you start to accept, your stage or your lock journey?
Um, Actually, I accepted it right away. And I think it came from the fact that because of my hair texture, no matter how long my hair would get, it would just grow out and not down. So
Mm-hmm.
having sister locks actually weighed my hair down. I was able to see the length that I've always wanted. And it still had a lot of that curl pattern in it, which is why I had like a lot of curly ends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did have lock envy in the beginning because, of course, my locks were like thin and trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure their life out. But after a while, I was like, oh, I became my own lock crush. Like, go
So were you
girl.
like thick in the beginning? Because I know for me, like I instantly the first day I was already down with it, and after like say 3 months, people thought I had my locks for a year. So how would you
Mm.
say your thickness was when you first got your locks too?
Oh, they
When you
were thin.
first installed?
They were thin. They were, I
You were
mean,
thick.
not like chicken hair thin, but they were thin. And but I have a lot of hair. Like I tell people and I joke all the time, but like, I'll own it. I have a big head, so I have a lot of the density in my hair was
Mhm.
always there. And so I don't think I really started to like bud or my locks started to thicken until like around month 9. And that's where I saw the fullness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a question for everyone, just an announcement for everyone in the audience that's watching. We're going to answer the questions that I have for her now, and then towards the end, once we're done, then we're going to open the panel for everyone else to ask their questions on whether sister locks or whatever questions you have about locks and hair. You can answer that towards the end of our conversation. Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, that's it's sometimes hard accepting, like when you first get your install, like your hair is thin, you're like, you feel naked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard people say that because I've never felt that because my hair's always been thick,
Mm-hmm.
but hearing that from you is it's very interesting, to hear
I
everyone's perspective.
I think for a lot of people, in terms of them like wanting to, they feel like they look like a chicken. I think there's just this, societal standards that your hair has to be like thick and flowy and long. And, you see everybody on Instagram with the filtered photos, or, some people have extensions and you just, never truly know whose hair is real. I think it's just a matter of realizing like that self-love and self-worth. Like, okay, it's a journey, like you have to trust the process, and I think that's the way it should be with all lock journeys. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you're not, unless you get extensions, and I'm not knocking extensions at all, I mean, do you, boo? But it's like, unless you get extensions, you won't start off in that, oh, I have this thick full head of locks phase. It takes a while. I mean, there are those who have long hair when they initially lock and they don't see growth. They don't see like length, I should say, but the
Mm-hmm.
growth is in the thickness of the lock And so you'll see like the fullness of the lock, and then after a while, you'll see the length retention. So it just,
Mm.
yeah, you just have to trust the process.
That's what I went through. Cause I locked up 10 inches total, 12 inches, 10 inches locked, 12 inches total. So I had
Hmm.
like my early tips left, and just like how you said, we don't get to see the length, but for those that start off short, boom, they get to see the thickness and the inches grow, because they don't have so much for their hair to grow, thicken on. They don't have that much
Hmm.
hair. So but what the longer your hair is, the longer it'll take to lock up for sure and then grow. So I
And
get
I hear
you.
you, IMBB Garnett. You right. No way hiding it because it costs too much to get it done.
Definitely. Oh my goodness. You should hear the cost of how much people are charging nowadays on Facebook. It's
Listen,
mind blowing. Like the
it needs
like
to
the
quit
highest
playing.
I've seen was like almost like $2,000, like two
Oh,
thousand
I've seen
dollars.
3,500. Say
What?
what?
For
Mm.
Sisterlocks, or not Micrologs, but Sisterlocks?
Sister love.
Wow. I'm blown, guys. Guys, be careful what you get.
This is why I see and understand why women are out here starting their own micrologs because of the madness. That's the madness.
Don't start over. Don't start over.
Please don't start over.
But I
Mm-mm.
think is what I think it is. Yeah, for me it was 1,200 when I started my locks. What
Hmm.
I think it is that people need to truly do their research and find
Yeah.
someone that truly is not. It's not like just cheapening you out,
Correct. Correct.
because there are a
I
lot of people
went.
that will cheap you out.
Hmm. And I went through. I had three sister lock consultants.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the the funny part is, the third consultant is the one who ultimately installed my locks, who is now like one of my best girlfriends now. Um, we met at a pizza place.
Wow.
And we were just sitting there talking about it because we're both nurses. And
Mm-hmm.
so we just talking about nurse stuff. And at the time she had locks, and I was like, okay, I could vibe with her. So it's not just realizing and understanding the work that you see somebody
Mm-hmm.
put out there. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be one of those DIY type people who's going to take over maintaining your own locks on a monthly basis, you need to find somebody you're going to vibe with, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with them on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3 hours, sometimes, I mean, depending on how fast they are, some people it could take up to 5, 6 hours for them to do your retightening. So it's like, you really have to like that person on
Yeah.
top of liking the work that they put out there.
Since we're talking about retightening, how long does it take you to get your hair retightened?
So lately, because it's so long, I've been over it as far as
Don't
doing it
tell me. Please
myself.
don't tell me no 8 hours at least.
No. When
Okay.
I go somewhere, when I go to my girl and let her do it, it takes her about 3.5 hours. If I do it, oh, that's a weekend project.
Wait a
You
minute.
see
Wait
all
a
of this
minute.
hair? This is
How
a lot.
how long is your hair again?
Oh, it's long.
Like, is
Like,
it like mid back?
oh yeah,
Cause
yeah,
mine takes 4 hours.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. 3 hours? She is fast. Anybody
She's
needs
good. She
she's
is
good and
good.
fast. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good that you vibe with your loctician. Cause not having a vibe with your loctician, I don't know about that.
Like, I'm telling you, we are like sisters. We travel together. Like, that's how cool she is.
That's
And
good.
so, yeah, and like, I hate it because a lot of people ask me, "Oh, who started your lock?" She will kill me because she's a nurse. So she out here in these COVID streets, like most nurses are. And she like, look, I don't. My regular clients are about ready to burn my house down because I keep like putting off their appointments. So trust me, y'all. I see y'all ask and like send me inbox messages, and some of them I'm able to answer. But yeah, she said, don't you send nobody my way unless
Right.
you can personally vouch for them. And so Yeah.
This conquering wife. 5 hours over 700.
700 locks?
Shut up. Shut up. I'm
Ooh.
sorry. I'm going to give you so much patience. So much patience your way.
Mm.
I couldn't. I'm sorry. I like
How
the
many locks do
700.
you have?
I have 419.
I
I want
have,
700, but I
well,
don't want the
no,
patience
ma'am.
700.
No, ma'am.
I don't
I
got
have
the patience.
five, 530, because I think I've started like 5 locks on my
Really?
own since she's done them. Mhm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Because what happens is, and that's one thing I love about Sisterlocks is, and just hair in general, like you leave it alone, it will flourish. So I am like
Girl,
so like low manipulation is key. Like the
I preach
styles
that
are
all the time.
gorgeous.
I preach that all the time. Why don't you
Hmm.
style your hair? Because it doesn't need to be styled.
It doesn't need to be.
It's already styled. And I don't
Exactly.
like the tension too. The tension that you get,
Exactly.
and you're like, oh, okay, it's cute. But now 5 minutes later, it's killing my head.
Yep. Yep. I'm like, why is this pulling? I don't want it. I don't want it tight. So I'll try like like a nice tight ponytail, and then next thing
Mhm.
you know, I'm like pulling my edges, like,
Mhm.
oh, that's a little too tight. But but yeah, if
Wow.
you leave it alone, like my edges, age is something else, honey. Let me just tell you. But um, even before I got Sister Locks, like right in the front on the right side of my head was just, it was thinning. And so
Mhm.
I was actually able to create locks in the thin spot as my hair grew
Wow.
because I just left it alone.
That's good. That's good. A lot, I mean, I'm not going to judge people on doing styles, but to each his own.
Hmm.
Decide at that point it's just why you got locks, and if you got locks to style it, then you got locks to style it. If you got
Do
locks to not,
you?
you got locks to not touch it. So
Hmm.
just leave it at that. So the one question I want to know though is, what is it like having locks as a nurse? Because that seems like it's hard. Like my cousin's a nurse. I know people in the healthcare industry, and
Hmm.
for the hours, and then they just have no time. So, what is it like, being a nurse with locks that you can kind of help other people with?
It's actually fine. For the most part, I wear a nurse's hat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know I went back to the bedside just recently, just kind of picking up shifts here and there. But when I do work bedside, I will put on like one of those hats. And I've encountered one woman who makes the hats specifically for me because I'm like, there's no way my hair, all of this hair can fit into the hats that you already make. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'll make it for you. I'll make it for you. And it literally looks like one of those like baker's hats almost. Well, not, it doesn't stand up, but it's like real floppy.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I just shove all of those locks up in here and you
But
don't even see it.
does she put the
Like a
ooh,
satin lining
yeah, does she
underneath.
put the satin line on it so you won't get girl, I'm a pray for
I,
you. I'm a
I'm
pray.
about to add it myself though. I will tell
Oh,
you
you
that.
okay?
I
Cause
am.
man, you are asking for a lot there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, me myself, I would not be able to wear that hat. I don't when I got locks, I realized I couldn't wear hats anymore because my hair was so thick, and
Mhm.
because there were no hats like the regular cap hats that could fit my hair. But then I found curl caps, the curl
Mhm.
caps with the back out, and then I
Mhm.
learned how to do that on my own. So now I get to wear hats because I just cut out the half part and remake it into a lock hat.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, there was one, oh, I wish I could remember her handle. But she makes knit hats that
mhm.
um are satin lined. And I was like, oh wow, these are awesome. So I think it's on my
But do
page
they
somewhere. I need
fit
to
though?
find it.
Because
Yes.
I've seen a few companies that do that, and
Yeah.
they never make it enough for people that have thick long locks.
No, it fits because she
Okay.
reached out to me. I was like, I hope your hat can fit my head because I got a big head with a lot of hair. So, and it fit. It really fit. It's just that, I live in Texas. It doesn't get that hot down here, so I don't really wear it as often as I would like. But when I visit back home, since I'm originally from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oh,
if I have to
Michigan.
go, Midwest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I ever have to go back home, that's definitely the hat I'm packing.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That makes sense. So how many times did you I noticed in your on your page you have so many different shades on your hair as far as the color. So how many times did you color your locks and when you did you deal with any damaging issues in the process?
I think I've colored my locks 3 times,
Mhm.
or was it two? Because a lot of people thought I dyed my hair in the beginning, and I didn't. It was leftover um, dye from when I was a loose natural. Like I tried dyeing my hair a dark brown prior to starting, and as time went on, that color just faded and the blonde poked through.
Mhm.
So then I think I tried dyeing it black. That didn't last. And then I went like a copper color after that. As far as damage, I don't think I have any damage from it. I'm a little skeptical about dyeing it again. I will say that, even though that's something that I want to do,
Mhm.
because these grays are disrespectful, honey. Let me tell you.
I've heard a lot of people on Clubhouse talk about the grades and how it's just not accepting. They don't want
Yeah,
to be.
no. Like if my gray hair looked like Adore, like I wouldn't even care. But it just comes in just, like wiry tinsel on a Christmas tree. I can't do it. I can't.
That's
Adore's
funny.
gray is like fabulous, but honey, I just can't
No,
do
I
it.
mean not even little highlights, just poking out. No,
No, mm-mm, mm-mm.
wow.
No, if it was like a full gray that would come in instead of like, because there are times I'm like, is that lint? And no,
Mhm.
it's a gray hair that's just sticking out.
Oh wow. So it blends in. Okay.
Hmm.
That makes sense. I guess it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people that trying to find ways other than dye to get rid of it permanently, but I don't think it can be gone permanently. It's just age.
Nah, it's just age.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
So, what is the one problem that you think you dealt with through your lock journey?
Mm. One
Like,
problem.
like it's like the top on the list.
I can't think of any. Honestly, I can't. Like
Really?
this is,
Then you
yeah, I
must had a
mean,
perfect journey.
well, it's not perfect. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like in the beginning, I had like a love-hate relationship with my locks only
Mhm.
because I missed, as a loose natural, I used to change my hair a lot. So not being able to like really switch up my hairstyles like I thought I could, um, but it was a little taxing on me emotionally. But like after a while, I was like, why am I tripping? Like I don't have to, detangle and deep condition and wait for it to dry, or, sit with rollers in my hair if I don't feel like it. Like it looks good just how it is. As soon as I wake up, this is me. And yeah, so I've always, I won't say always, but I've just learned to accept that. And I don't have a love-hate relationship with it anymore. If anything, if there's anything I want to do with my hair right now, um, maybe to cut it, but I vowed not to cut it
No,
until
I
I
vowed not to.
my 10 years. Like I'm dedicating 10 years to these locks, at least this set of locks.
If
So,
it, if anything, my boyfriend doesn't want me to cut it. He's like, if you cut it, then I'm getting afro, and I want him to get afro. So, but to I am Big Garnett. I hope I'm saying your name right. Big, don't quote us on the oil. Look and research it for yourself, and then go about and because you know your own hair. You know what can work and what doesn't work, and also consult with your loctician as well. Want to give that advice because all the advices that we're giving, the conversations that we're having are all opinionated. So please
yep.
do research and make sure that you are doing the best decision that is for your hair. Just putting that out there. 'Cause I know someone's gonna tell me something.
Oh, in Scorpio locking, I see you asked about how do you dry.
Yeah, I was gonna
Because
say air dry or blow dry.
I do a little bit of both. I
Okay.
will, I mostly like to um blow dry, but it's with a diffuser because all the weight of that water is at like at the tip of my hair. So I have to use a diffuser to just make sure
Right.
that that's dry. You can't let your hair stay wet or moist for too long because that's when it starts smelling a little on the foul, sour side. So you have to thoroughly
So
dry
I
your hair.
actually use because my hair is soaking wet, like it's soaking wet, but I use a multi oh gosh, a microfabric hair
Towel.
hair
Mm-hmm.
towel, and then I keep that in. Like I wring as much water as I can out. Then I put that in. I leave it in for like 5 minutes, and my hair is
Mm-hmm.
like light damp. And then that's when I
Mm.
apply, my moisturizers, my leave-in conditioner from my well, I call it a leave-in conditioner, but it's really like a moisturizer spray, and then the oils. Oh, I'm gonna go back to the oil part. The oils, when I apply oils to my hair, it's only when my hair is damp or wet because that is the only
Mm-hmm.
time your scalp is going to receive it, not when your hair is dry. So let's just get that clarified. If you do want to use oils, because I do too, I put it around my perimeter, then I go through my hair and I put it on my scalp, not my actual hair, but my scalp. And I moisturize it into my scalp when my hair is damp, and that's right after my hair wash, and that's the only time. But yeah, my
That's
hair is,
interesting.
and then I usually keep on like a silk robe, or I'll put on like a raincoat material, and I'll wear that so that way my clothes won't get wet, and I can also keep my hair down without worrying about getting lint on it. So,
That's interesting because I do the complete opposite that you do.
oh wow, okay,
Like I don't if I use oil, and it's a big if, I don't do it all the time, but I use it throughout the length of my hair. I don't know. I like for my scalp to breathe, and to me I feel like the oil causes buildup, and some people like too much oil, especially like for those who have what is it, seborrheic dermatitis, and
so
they have like those thick flakes.
mhm. I can't hear you.
Oil
Oh,
can.
now you're
Oh,
there.
you can't hear me?
I can hear
Oh,
you
what
now.
about now?
You know.
Okay, sorry. I had a call coming through, so
Oh, okay. Yeah,
um
no, but I get you with the buildup because I have learned that, but it's the buildup is caused because of certain oils,
oils.
not
Hmm.
all oils, because some oils are light and
Hmm.
other oils are heavy. Like what it starts with this. I think it starts with the C. I have it in my supply room, but I get what you're saying. I don't put the heavy oils on my scalp. I put
Hmm.
the light oils on my scalp, and then I'll apply a little bit on my actual thing, because the thing about me is I only clarify shampoo my hair once a week. I don't use moisturizing shampoo or anything. It's only
Hmm.
clarify. So it's like a reset basically each week for me, if that makes sense.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
then I
it does
bring
make
back
sense.
in the moisturizer after.
Hmm.
But your journey is also great too, as
Yeah,
well.
I mean it's been working for me. Like
That
I
that's it. She
know.
said castor oil. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh yeah,
Castor oil. I don't use
that's
castor oil
heavy.
in my hair.
Mm-mm.
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 Oh, but what were you about to say?
Um, what was I about to say? Oh, so like for some people, like a lot of people don't realize that dandruff is caused by excess oil on the scalp. And most people want to combat the dandruff by
Mm-hmm.
adding more oil, so they're actually making the situation worse. So sometimes, like I know in the beginning of my sister-in-law journey, I went through like this purge of not having products. Like I was a product junkie. I had so many products,
Me
in.
too. Me
Oh
too.
my gosh, it was like my linen closet was just overflowing with products. And so my scalp had to like do a purge. And when I tell you the itch factor in the beginning of my lock journey, I'm like, I'm about to scratch my scalp out. But it just, like with anything, it had to go
It's
through a
detox.
detox. Yeah. And so after that detox, I didn't have anything to worry about. And I don't put oils on my scalp. I will put it throughout the length of my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course the clarifying shampoo and the apple cider vinegar that I spray in prior to washing helps get all that out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's exactly why we say, and everybody's journey is different. Everybody
mhm.
treats their hair differently as well, and well, we still get the same lip results.
I
The
know, I
same.
know, right?
So
Look, we both are like low manipulation. Get all
yeah,
this
low
hair.
manipulation. I truly just it's either bun, back ponytail, or down.
Mhm.
Like I try so hard, and if I style it, it's like once in a blue moon I'll style
I'm
it.
trying
But
to see. I thought I had something here on my desk because, like, even when I put my hair up in a bun, I'm literally using a headband. I'm not
I
using
use
one of
these.
those.
These things
My
are thick.
Yes.
Like you don't want to get anything that's like very thin. You want to get those thick headbands or the
Hmm.
thick things that's like large.
But
Cause
be careful of that thing right there.
yeah, the length around it. That's
Hmm.
and this thing around it too.
Yes.
I don't use it after a while because as it gets old, it collects on lint
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yep.
crazy. Man, I'm saying I like that. I like that. So a three more questions. So,
Okay.
how do you sleep? Do you sleep with the bonnet? I know we talked about it earlier, but do you sleep with the bonnet? Or some people like to sleep with a satin pillowcase, and then others they just they're daredevils. How do you
Um,
like to do it?
I've gone through all three stages, and right
Hmm.
now I'm at that daredevil stage. But I am going to revert back to like, well, it wasn't a bonnet, it's a scarf. So
You
I
want
have
to see
like,
my bonnet? Girl, I get compliments on this bonnet all the time. And I've had it for like months already. This is my bonnet.
oh, nice.
And I have a
Where did
shower cap the same size that fits all of my
where
head.
did you get that from?
The beauty supply store.
Shut up.
Yes, it was like $7.99.
Oh, I need to find one of those.
And it's like, and this is what it looks like in the inside.
So does it stay on? Because
Yes, it
my
stays
bonnets come
on.
off, honey.
Nah, it stays on. It stays on.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it
I'll
has
sleep
this
in a
part
scarf,
here.
especially when I travel. I have to sleep in a
Mm-hmm.
scarf.
You use a scarf?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, no, when I use a scarf, it comes off. But
Wow.
because I don't know, it just comes off, and I just don't like the tightness of it, like around
Hmm.
that part. So that's why I like a bonnet better. And then the fact that the same company that had it, they also had showering and conditioning bonnets for me. So I was like,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
let me get the shower cap.
Hmm.
And that shower cap is big. It fits my hair, whether it's long or short. I was like, okay, let's go, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah. So okay. So how do you wash? Meaning you have the old school way, which is washing in the sink or would
Hmm.
you wash in the shower.
No, I'm a shower washer. My hair it's really, really heavy when it's
Hmm.
wet. So I don't want to flip all of that and not be able to like really, because like my trouble spots are at the hairline, like trying to get all of the soap out and any sort of buildup that may happen from makeup and face products and
Hmm.
all of that stuff. So yeah, I just focus on washing my hair in the shower. Hmm.
Okay. And then lastly but not least, do you stretch your locks? I don't know if you know her. I see her, she's known a lot. Um Dang it. I'm trying to IBYL
Oh
her.
yeah.
So that's when I saw her video, that she was the first person that I saw that stretched her locks. I'm like, people stretch their locks after they wash their hair. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
So have you
I
used
didn't know
shampoo
that
wax
either.
before?
No. I
So
mean, unless, what is it, like a braid out?
So
Or
meaning
she,
like once you're done with like your hair wash, you would and it's like damp or whatever, or you
mm-hmm,
can like always spray it. She did something like she twisted it and then she stretched it and she stretched it to the other side. And then she
hmm,
put like then she would like I think she put like a pin in it. I don't know,
mm-hmm,
she's gonna be on the show next week, but I'm gonna ask her about it. But basically it helped not because you know when your hair is damp and it's drying, it shrinks back up. So it
mm-hmm.
helps it not shrink but extend and that's I guess that's how your hair could get longer in a way. So
Oh, I don't know if I want to like,
go through that process.
no, that's just too much.
I get you. I get you. It's not
Mm-mm.
not everything's for
I
everybody.
used to do it when I was a loose natural because
Mhm.
I think Natural 85 used to do it.
Mhm.
Um, but no, I think, my hair is pretty long as it is now. It's still not as long as I would like it to be. I could go for
So
give me like another 6 inches and I think I'm good. But um
still going for me.
yeah, I just
I'm excited.
I'm just not ready for the weight when it's wet. Like if that wasn't like my biggest headache, then
Mhm.
I say give me ankle length, but yeah, no.
Oh no, that's too much. I don't want to be scraping the flow.
Look, I got 5 more years of growing this stuff, so who knows how long it's gonna be since I'm saying I'm not gonna cut it.
That's
We'll
good. I'm
see.
glad. I'm so glad. Um, again, thank you for being one of my thank you for joining me on my show for the beginning of season 2. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
Does,
for inviting me.
no, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Locked Nurse? If so, please put your questions in the chat box now or in the comment section below so we can refer to those questions. I think there was a question earlier in the conversation. I guess I'll read it.
Somebody asked how soon after
Oh, how soon after your lock journey can you start using um,
products.
products? I believe, but um, let me see. Oh, how long should a new Sisterlock install wait to use products? Lainey Daplo, da politician. Um, I guess you have to be more specific. Are you talking about just normal products outside of the Sisterlock products, or are you talking about like what kind of products are you talking about exactly? While she, comes back to us. Locktify said, how long into your nursing journey, sis, did you start your locks?
Um, I was a nurse for 15 years before I started my lock journey. And it's funny because I started it, I wasn't even like a bedside nurse at the time. I was working for a pharmaceutical company when I started my locks.
Mm-hmm.
So for some people to say that locks aren't professional, not true. They're
Nah.
very professional.
Wow. That's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, they are very, I'm sorry. They are very professional. I think what people have when they think of locks, they think of the people that don't take care of their hair
Hmm.
and it gets all that, starts to get the afro. So people that don't take care of their locks, because you still have to take
Well, but at the same time, I think it's just based on,
what you think is good and what isn't.
well, no, because I think it's people's misconceptions about locks, period. Like they look at locks as, you know, they're unkempt or
Mm-hmm.
they're not clean, and I think that just comes from the Western thought process of Black people's hair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to keep it real, it's
I
just
mean, or to
ignorance, is
think
what
that
it
you
is.
always have to wash your hair or have it pinned up or have it flat ironed or I don't know, but you always having to think that you always have to touch it, I guess. Manipulate it or
Yeah.
manipulation. Like you don't have to manipulate your hair.
Yeah, I just, you don't have to throw a weave in your hair for job interviews or to appear professional to the majority. I mean, go in there and rock your locks, rock your fro, rock your curls, rock your kinks. Unfortunately, black hair isn't always looked at as a standard unless it's worn by someone who isn't black. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden it's trendy, it's new, right. Oh, it's the new crave. No, no, it's not.
No, it's
we
always
we've been
been
doing
here.
this, right. We've always been rocking this. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
So
So the other question was, is it hard to place your locks in a scrub cap?
only if it's just a standard scrub cap that you buy off a website. The scrub cap that I used, someone made specifically to accommodate my locks.
Okay. And what made you, what made you want to get Sisterlocks?
Um, Believe it or not, when I first saw Sisterlocks, I used to think they were ugly. I
What?
know, shoot me, because like some of the people who I saw with them, I was like, oh, I don't want my hair looking like that. It wasn't until I joined this locked group on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, these women are rocking the. This is what Sister Locks are supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I liked the versatility of being able to, um, part it different ways, or, I could still wash it immediately after I get them done if I need to. They don't unravel when I swim. Um, that kind of freedom
Mm-hmm.
versus like the traditional lock route. So that's what made me get the Sister Locks.
Wow.
Hmm.
I actually um didn't realize that there were so many people like back in my church in Michigan. I didn't realize there were so many people that had locks until I got locks. And not just from the church, but like just a period looking out in social media. I did not know what these things were until I got them. And then I
Hmm.
realized, wow, this is a whole community full of
Yeah,
people that have locks, and it's crazy.
yeah. And don't let anybody lock shame you, honey. Just don't do that. It's gonna be a lot of people out here trying to tell you that your locks aren't this and they aren't that, and you should do this and you should do that. No,
I
unless
have
they paying for them.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
I
Mm-mm.
had one person lock shame me. It was 4 months in my journey. They said my locks look like little snakes, little big snakes. I
Mm-mm.
said, "Oh, don't worry, honey. Just wait till give me a year. I'll be up and banging." I mean, I already had confidence in my hair. They didn't. That was no reasonable doubt. I mean, you can say whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to say, but I'm still rocking my hair. So,
Yeah. Yes.
and it's
Let's
just
see.
that confidence that people need to have, and not
Yeah.
everybody has.
Yep.
It's your
Yep.
hair,
Yeah.
if you don't like your hair, no one else is gonna like your hair.
And that's going to show through in like your personality and how you carry yourself.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. No.
What is a reasonable price for Sisterlocks? So I guess it's based upon, I guess for well, in my opinion, I guess it's not an opinion, but what I've always heard is how long your hair is, right?
They'll base it upon length and density. Um there are some sister lock consultants that might have like a flat rate for starting prices based upon like a certain length of hair. And then they'll charge like an additional per inch or whatever.
I think it's after
Um,
7 inches, then they go.
that's pretty generous because I've seen some only go like for the first 4 inches is $650 and $100 per inch after that.
I thought it was 300 for like the first between like the first 5 inches, like $300.
They increasing
Wow.
their prices. Yesterday's prices aren't
Yeah,
today's prices.
y'all better get on Sister Locks before
I
it gets to
know.
2024. Price is gonna be up there.
or get on some DIY Micrologs, because honey, let me tell you, what's her name? Queen Aleem, honey, she knows. And Kendra, oh, I can't think of her last name. On top of it, okay? On top of it.
I'm always worrying about my hair thinning and looking bald like some older women I see. What do you do to thicken your hair or to keep it thick? So I personally, IAL Beauty. I I gave my loctician, because she was also having some issues with, her hair thinning as well, towards her scalp. So what she uses is my fermented rice water. So basically, what I talked about is that, and what I learned from Clubhouse is that our hair needs protein. And it just so happens that I'm getting the protein from fermented rice water. Not no 30 side note, not no 30-minute rice water YouTube video. This is fermented rice water after 2 weeks to a month of fermentation, and then you use it. So I give her that, and she also uses the rosemary or the lavender essential oil to help build that thickness up, and now she absolutely loves it. So again, I feel like protein is something that is not talked about in hair period, because it needs you. There are so many different ways to find protein to apply to your hair. That's why you have those companies. The Jamaican company that a lot of people know from the beauty supply store, like the yellow bottle with the Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they sell a conditioner that has protein in it for locks, because our hair just needs protein. And it's just up to you to figure out which way you want to get that protein. Again, I just get it from fermented rice water because it's easy and it's simple for me to do it. So I don't know, what do you do for thickening hair or whatnot?
Well, it's not only what you put on your hair, it's what you put in your body. And
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people don't take into consideration their diet or how much
Mm-hmm.
water they consume.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing scalp massages? Are you constantly putting your hair in styles? Are you putting a lot of tension on your locks? That also contributes to whether or not you're thinning, and just genetics. I mean, some people are just
Natural.
genetically uh, dispositioned to actually um, have thin hair,
Mm-hmm.
because a
Um,
lot of people don't know, like male pattern baldness, that's received from a gene from the mom side of the family.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
the mom is the one responsible for that gene. So it is what it is for some people.
Um, but I have a family member that he had a bald spot in his hair,
Hmm.
and he's been trying everything, all the mint products to try to grow it out. And he used my rice fermented water. His hair grew like that
Nice.
within like a certain amount of months, because it's consistency. Again, it's patience and consistency.
Hmm.
And a lot, and what I get so irritated about, and sadly, in this generation, we always want something fast, something quick. Just take
Hmm.
a pill and it'll be, done, in that quick of a minute. But with true natural things, it takes time and patience.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, she says, "Thank you, ladies. Would it be detrimental to use rice water 5+ months fermented?" Well, I don't know about you, but for me, uh, I use. It's like that saying: "If it stinks, is it bad?" Well, some things that stink or that taste bad is actually good for you. So I still have on my side, I still use fermented water that's more than 5 months. 5 months that has been fermented 5 months like past. But I keep it in the refrigerator in a Jason jar. However, for my customers, I always give them the fresh fermented water that has been, done. I don't give them the old one. I give them the fresh new fermented water. But it's up to you. But I still use my old fermented water that's 5+ months old. So, um, does anybody else have any more questions for a Loc'd nurse? here with her beautiful, beautiful locks.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just so stunned at how thick and beautiful they are.
Well, look at how thick and beautiful yours are.
Yeah. I don't see it. I don't see it sometimes. I just keep washing my hair, drying it, ponytail. I just don't see it sometimes.
Yeah, girl, let it flow. Let it flow, like Tony Braxton say, and just let them flow.
Thank you so much again. I just want to thank you, Lock Nurse, for joining us today. Oh, how long do you wait until you color your locks? So you want to add this or?
I think it was like a good 4 years before I dyed my locks.
Girl.
No, wait, 3 years before I dyed my locks. Mm-hmm.
My daredevil side, I temporarily colored my hair at 7 months. No banding, no twisting. So don't follow me. My color journey is just bad.
I did the color wax first. And
I did the temporary, but if you're gonna do temporary, because I didn't want to I wanted to test the waters and try temporary dye, see what it was like. But the brand that I used to do temporary dye, which I would suggest for anyone, is Adore. That actually made my hair a lot curlier when I applied it to my hair. I don't know why. My hair just came out a lot curlier. And then for permanent dyeing, which is the color that I have now, you want to do it yourself, which I do all my dyes myself. I suggest a great brand. It's called Textures and Tones. I love their brand. I use their blonde box. So I would suggest it to anyone that has melanated hair color only, because that's why it's called Textures and Tones.
It's in my closet now, just waiting for me to pop it up.
Oh wait, what brand do you use?
The Textures and Tones.
Textures and Tones, yeah, I like that one too. I do. It doesn't mess it up. So I have some grays that I wanted to cover. So do you recommend coloring before you start? That's your
color before you start. However, just remember it might be a little bit longer. It might be a little while before you're able to touch up your roots. If you go to a colorist, like a style, especially someone who specializes in Sisterlocks, but then also is a true colorist, they should be able to, even around 7 months, they should be able to take care of your hair pretty well. But just go to a professional if you don't want to wait until your hair actually locks.
Okay, wonderful. Well, again, our time is up, and I just again want to thank you so much for joining us for episode 1 with Loc'd Nurse and her beautiful locks.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
You're welcome. I'm so glad we were able to help others understand Sisterlocks a little bit more from your perspective. Of course.
Yes, thank you so much for this platform on the first day of Black History Month. And also my birthday month. So
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So if everybody can go follow her to see more of her journey, or if you have any questions, you can always ask her, and she'll message you and whatnot. But again,
and I promise to post more. It's coming. I promise you. I'm just busy.
Hey, we all have lives.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, bye guys.
Thank you. Bye
everyone.